you for tuning in. We're here today with Jon Ferrara, founder and CEO of Nimble, previously co-founder of Goldmine, one of the men who architected and created the CRM movement, making it about business relationships, not just clicks, not just sales calls. And now we're looking at CRM 2.0. Thank you very much for being here today, Jon.
Mark, I'm so excited to be here with you today in what I feel is a renaissance in relationships. And I think that today we all struggle with nurturing and managing people that matter.
That's a great place to start, especially continuing some of our previous conversations. With relationships, you live it, you breathe it, you're really focused on that. A lot of people use that term loosely or even incorrectly with social media. Talk a little bit about real relationships on social media, what people need to do to live in that relationship economy as opposed to just collecting a bunch of avatars or Facebook friends or LinkedIn connections.
Well, Mark, the first thing I'd like to say is I think we should just get rid of the word social, because business is social. It's always been social. And that social media, we have to stop thinking of it as social media and just ways of listening and connecting and engaging with people that matter that can help you grow your business by helping them grow their business.
So what has been the gap since Goldmine and CRM 1.0, if you will, and now where we are with all the new technologies, with what you're doing with nimble.com? What did that gap look like between 1.0 and 2.0? And talk a little bit more about how Nimble's filling that void and helping people.
You bet, Mark. If you think about the early days of what we built with Goldmine, it was about relationships. It was about a team of people connecting and managing those relationships in a cohesive team tool. Because ultimately, I think everybody expects the American Express service when you connect with a company. They don't want to repeat themselves. They want you to know exactly who they are, what they've done with your company, and how you can best serve them at the moment. And so Goldmine was created as really a pioneer in relationship management. People used it as a tool for sales and marketing and for what people today consider to be CRM. But at its core, what it was doing was empowering the business individual to connect more effectively and turn connections into conversations and relationships into revenue. Today, what we know of as CRM isn't about relationships. It's about management reporting platforms. So most business people live in their inbox. They live in Outlook, Address Book, or Google Contacts on a daily basis. And they really go into the CRM to log what they know and what they did with people. But on a daily basis today, we all live in 6 different tabs in our browsers and 3 different apps in our desktops. And it's hard. It's hard to connect with people that matter and to turn that into business opportunities effectively. And so if you think about the way that most businesses run, you generate leads to your website, you get those leads and you put them in a marketing automation system to nurture them until they're lead qualified. You shove those leads into your CRM system and you tell your salespeople to go get them. What the salespeople do then is they go and Google that person. They look them up and then they decide if that person is somebody that matters to them. And if they do, they log what they know about that person and they figure out how to connect, and then they go connect in their email and in social and on the phone and in person and then log what they did. So in the end, today's CRM systems aren't really adding value to the engagement and relationship side, and I call that the middle of the funnel, and that's where really Nimble shines.
Talk a little bit about that, using Nimble, and even if, like you mentioned, when they go into Google and Facebook and that, but using Nimble to aggregate it. Once that information's in front of somebody, then what? To create a real conversation and not just a marketing or sales push.
You bet. I'd love to use an example of how Nimble helped me to connect with a couple of people that matter to me and how we're going to be growing Nimble. The thing that Nimble does is it automatically collects all the people that you're connecting to and having conversations with from all the places that you're doing it at. Which means we collect your contacts from Twitter, from Facebook, from LinkedIn, from your website, and we pull it in and we layer intelligence on top of that record so that when you put in a name, when you put in an email, when you put in a company, we tell you who that person is, what their background is across all their networks, and then tell you if that person is somebody you should connect with, and if so, we tell you whether you or your team is already connected to them, if there has been any history of conversations or interactions, and then we let you connect in an authentic and relevant way. So rather than sending that person a cold email, you might reach out and walk in their digital footprint and add value to the conversation. And so Nimble is really an intelligent connection tool that you don't have to go Google somebody. You can nimble them. And when you nimble them, Nimble will pull down their walls, and it will automatically look at their background and tell you if they matter to you based on the people that you successfully connected with in the past, and then let you connect in an authentic and relevant way.